Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my Uncharted 2 Remastered Brutal Difficulty walkthrough. This is the 12th level, it is a train to catch, and this is probably the toughest level so far for a few moments. Because the last few haven't been that bad at all, they've been really manageable with some dodgy sections, while this one is back to being quite tricky. It's not as tough as the dig, I still think the dig is the hardest part of the game, but out of all the levels that preceded it, this is the next one where I had a section that really kicked my ass for a little while. And it's the hanging on the sign section, which you probably remember from your crushing run. Well, it's just annoying. That's the only difficulty to it. It's not that it's hard, it's that there are times when you bob up and you instantly get murdered before you even had a chance to shoot. Like, it's really fast how dumb you die. That was weird, wasn't it? It's really dumb how fast you die, sorry. But this first sequence, really simple. I've got a really nice pattern here to take out all the dudes. I end up getting in... yeah, this is it. You can fistfight these people if you want to, but it just gets really messy, so I recommend trying to get the stealth kills. Everything goes a lot smoother. You would think there'd be a trophy for doing that, so that it would incentivize people to get creative during these stealth moments, because I think there's a lot of people that don't realize that you can stealth a lot of these games, and I also think there are sequences where you should be able to stealth more, because I think it's a good choice, and I'm hoping in Uncharted 4 they give you that option, because I would love to be able to take out an entire room of enemies and avoid a really difficult shootout just by, paying my dividends early and getting in there and being, good with the stealth killing and what have you. But there are sections where it's just not designed that way, and I'm really curious to start my Uncharted 3 Brutal run for that walkthrough, because I remember there being a bunch of stealth sections on that game that I couldn't figure out how to do 100% stealth, and when I say I couldn't figure out how to do them, I was rushing that walkthrough out because I got that game early and I had a really good chance of being able to make a successful walkthrough that people would need, and that was my first successful walkthrough on YouTube. And I say successful in my terms, which is, you'd probably cry yourself into a coma if you get good views, but still, it was really popular for me at the time, and really popular for me at this time, because my channel is, nobody watches my channel, but we'll live. So here is the firefight, and I'm really looking forward to going back for Uncharted 3 and doing those stealth sections, because I know I can do them now, just because I appreciate how the game works a lot better, and I'll be a little bit more stubborn with it. But this first wave, you want to blow up all the barrels to kill as many people without shooting them as possible, because it's much quicker. However, if you don't get lucky on some positionings, you're still going to have to shoot people, which is where this gets tricky. Because popping out of cover here, the time it takes Drake to aim out of cover, you can already get shot, because there is a big delay on it, and that's one of the things that I would love to see changed in some games. But as soon as she starts speaking, hop across the other side of the sign, and you're going to get attacked by a guy with a Desert Eagle and two guys with assault rifles. Desert Eagle guy might as well not exist. I have never seen him fire. He might be a sniper rifle man, actually. So anybody with a laser, anyone who has a laser, don't worry about them. They are literally the most passive laser people I've ever met. Like, have you seen the snipers on Halo 2 on Legendary? You will. You might not see where they were, but they saw you. And do you know how you know? Because you died. Like that. On this game, absolute joke. But I'm happy, because it means that it's one less thing to worry about. The problem here is everybody else. And somebody left an interesting message on my Twitter telling me that you can kill the Blue Yeti men with 2 crossbow bolts, so that I shouldn't really, kind of worry about them. And I tried to explain to him that when you play this game on Brutal, you won't be worried about the crossbow guys, because they're actually the easiest enemies on the game on this difficulty, because they don't kill you that fast. If you can get into a close range with those enemies and they don't pull the crossbow out, you can run circles around them and you can be quite comfortable. If they pull that crossbow out, it's a one-hit kill, and it's really hard to dodge. So you want to be careful with that, but it's everyone else. It's every tiny soldier who kills you in 2 bullets and has perfect aim. They're the people that you want to worry about. Like this right now. This is what you want to worry about, because it's so tricky. You think you're fast, you think you're accurate, and then they prove you wrong. Because unfortunately, we're not machines. We can't respond like the computer can. And if they choose to, it's pretty disgusting. And you don't see any of this because this is essentially a montage of all the times where I didn't die. But it doesn't mean I didn't die. I died a lot. I should have really pulled my stats up at the end to show my like 150 deaths or however many I incurred. Most of them on the top of the fucking train on that stupid bit. But I think this is a very manageable difficulty that just takes some getting used to. It's the shock value of getting used to it which is the tough part. Because it is so much worse than Crushing, and you wouldn't think it could be worse because of the way the game's designed, and it is. And it's just that thing, like, I want people to take away the fear, because I know how easy it is to play that psychological game where you let yourself get defeated before you've even tried. Like, and even when you get stuck, even when you're on a really tough part and it's brutalizing you and you're way past a decent state of mind, my biggest recommendation is to take some time away. I never had to do it for this game because I just don't think it's that hard, but I'll never forget Final Fantasy X, which you might be thinking, wow, that game's not even difficult, Chris, what are you talking about? Well, yeah, you're kind of true, but there was a mini-game on that when I was a wee bairn, which is Scottish for a child. I speak fluent Scottish, if you're wondering. I just deep fry a Mars bar and wave it at people. But there is a chocobo racing moment on that where you had to collect balloons and you had to get a perfect score, which is 0 on the timer by, finishing quickly, picking up a ton of balloons and having no time left. It is an RNG nightmare. The course is different every single time. The predictability of the AI who's racing it is unpredictable. There are times where there are not enough balloons on the map in a good enough position to physically do it. Like, it is a hellacious thing that can take one attempt, or it can take 1,000 attempts. And at the time, I was young, I wasn't probably very good at the game, and I was really mad. I'd tried it for about 3 hours straight, maybe more, maybe less, that might be an exaggeration, who knows. And it was kicking my ass, and I was at that point where I could have probably stabbed someone, because I was so angry with it. And I just turned it off. I was like, fuck this game. I never want to play it again. It's such a piece of shit. Why is it in the game? It's stupid. Chocobo Racing was really fun on 7. This is awful. I don't want to do this. And I went and I got a bath, I was like, fuck this. I'll just do some other stuff. Got a bath. Last thing on my mind was that game. Got out of the bath, all refreshed, like 30 minutes later. I was like, I'll put it on now. I'll have another go. You never know. I might have been missing something, or, I'm in a better mood now. I'm not all pissed off. And then I got it first attempt. And when you watch that attempt, even though you can't because it doesn't exist, I wasn't capturing anything back then, didn't even know you could, but you wouldn't think it had taken all those other attempts because it looked like I was the master at it, and I wasn't. The game just let me win, and that is the mentality for a lot of stuff. Insert a game you think is hard, insert a section you think is tough. Sometimes you just need that break. That's all it's about. There's a level of skill, there's a level of luck, and there's a level of perseverance. But every so often you just need that lucky break, and when it comes, you'll beat it. And it's true with everything. Like, there are certain things that you might not get that lucky break with, which is 100% skill intensive, and the lucky break comes in the form of, some kind of modifier, a la Guitar Hero and Star Power, or something like that. But for the most, you just need that lucky run. And speaking of lucky run, you don't need a lucky run here, you just need to know the pattern. I struggled on this bit for a while. It was tough, but it's very doable once you realise how it works. So all you need to do is get to the sniper on your right hand side and then wait, and you've done this section. I didn't realise that, so I was going out of my way to kill things, and you don't need to. And I was getting killed really quickly because the cover's bad here. It's very dangerous. But as soon as this happens right now, you need to kill those ground troops as quick as possible. The sniper's not the problem, it's the ground troops. And if anybody flanks you, you're in the shit. So you're hoping that you can kill these guys quick enough to not get flanked. And popping out of cover to aim is really dangerous, but that grenade does a ton of work for me. The shorty does even more work just then, and I'm going to snipe him. And now, just get yourself at the front of the cart. At this point, the two heavies are going to turn up. You do not have to kill them. I thought you did, because I couldn't remember this section at all. My memory's terrible, by the way, guys, unless it's super long term, and then when it's a game that I haven't played for this long, it's not so great. So I throw a grenade there, completely wasted, All you need to do now is wait for the woman to turn up in the car and you've done it. You do not have to bob out, you do not have to shoot, you have literally done it when she pulls up. It just cuts to a cutscene. Finding that path right there, that routine of killing on the guy on the left, you know, stopping the guys on the front, going to the guys on the right, back to the front, that is what's tricky. Once you have that path and that route through that section, you'll have no issue, guys. It's super simple. But discovering it was a fucking nightmare. So thank you for watching, and you take care now.